I'm using this boss in particular for this example of aggression and how it's different from the past Souls games. Mainly because this is a boss that actually gave me quite a bit of trouble on my first character. This is my second character you're seeing here, and from what I've heard online, a lot of people are also having trouble with this boss. And the main reason I think a lot of people are is because old Souls habits, where in the old games, typically you show respect to the boss's mechanics and the special things they can do and try to be patient and deal with them very appropriately, prepare and all that. Bloodborne is different in the regard that as long as you can know how to properly dodge, you know the moves of the enemy, you do not have to respect their mechanics. You do not have to really wait for them to do specific things. You can just kind of go in and do damage. And the big thing about this boss battle is, for a long time I'd try to avoid the poison, use antidotes, but that actually isn't the best way to go about it, I think. Antidotes in this game take a lot longer to use than a blood vial, and that's precious time that you could be pressing the offensive. Whereas if you just pop a blood vial, it's very quick and just deal with the poison as you go. You can get right back in there, deal damage, and not give him the opportunity to attack you. And I think it's a really cool change of pace for the Souls-like games. And now I'm going to show my first attempt at this boss when I was still trying to be prepared and use the proper way to do it with antidotes and whatnot. So this is from my first playthrough of the game. I think this is actually the second time I fought him. And as you can see, I got a lot of my antidotes ready. I got fire paper on my weapon. Things are going pretty good. And yeah, this is only the first phase, so the poison ain't coming into effect. So I'm just doing my thing, dodging, attacking. And even though this is only the second time I fought him, things are going good. And because he's really not that hard to dodge. He's the boss. It's the type of boss. It's a lot easier than it looks. But a lot of people, like I was, overrate respect the poison too much and allow that to give him openings that you don't have to give him. So here I am, kind of being a little defensive, and it's costing me. As you can see right here, I'm actually giving him time to, I'm even using an antidote right there, and that gets me a hit. And now I'm lucky I didn't die. And now now that I have to heal, that's giving him even more time to pressure me. Thankfully, I didn't die there for it, but as you can see, I almost did. In that situation there, it wasn't even worth using the antidote and the fire paper, because all I did was give, I basically should have died there. So it's not really worth buffing and, getting rid of poison if you're going to die anyway. So here I do a pretty good damage. He's getting ready to go to his third phase, his final phase, where he'll have the poison buff. So here, since this is the second time I fought him, I've seen it before, so I'm trying to think, alright, what should I do? Stay away from him. So I give him all that time to buff. I didn't do any damage, and now I'm not sure if I should attack him. So I go in, because I don't really have a good range option on this character. And I'm like, oh, I'm getting poisoned, I have to back off. And all I'm doing is cornering myself, giving him free reign to attack me because I'm too scared of the poison. I keep backing off, use an antidote, but again, all that's doing is giving him more time to attack me. And I think I end up dying here. Let's see. I'm backing off again. There's no reason to. And I walked right into that, but not a big deal. I can just, pop a blood vial. And right here again, I'm backing off because the poison. Try to use an antidote, get punished for it and destroyed. So yeah, the main thing about Bloodborne is it's all a game. It's much more momentum based than the last games. If you are on the offensive and you can keep dealing damage, you can keep it up. But the second you take time to do something like buff or use an antidote or just back off, you can actually make things much more dangerous for yourself, which is kind of the complete opposite of the past games, where in the past games, patience was generally the way to go. You could be aggressive in the Souls games before, but it generally wasn't optimal, and while I did it and many people did it, it was more of like a fancy thing that you could do if you were really good at the game. Or in Bloodborne, it's kind of the other way around. Being patient and maybe going for parries and actually buffing is actually kind of harder to do in the more skillful thing. So it's pretty interesting. I'm definitely going to play Bloodborne more and see where everything turns out and is the best way to play the game.